The Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and The Daily Dish.
Hello, everyone. It's Wise Women's Wednesday. I already see wise women in the house. Catherine Flynn, it's so good to see you. And you know, the dream team is here too, supporting you and loving you up. You've got Jenny behind the wheel, steering this whole bus. Lindsay's here, and so is our Amber. We're delighted that you are here as well. Jocelyn, nice to see you. Cheers, Nancy. This is to you. Good to have you here, Kimberline. Yeah, the dream team is here in full force. We're out to make it happen. Hello, Diane. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, Jeanette's here. Who's drinking their hot milk mix with me right now? There it is. That's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like on the inside. It's got a delicious flavor. It's a little orangey, citrusy, whatever. We've had the whole thing reformulated to our specs. And I have to say, I think it's just delicious. I hope you are enjoying it as well. It's a good time to break it. It's a good time to have it. This is a good habit to make, by the way. Jocelyn's here. Yay. I'm so glad you're here, Jocelyn. And who else is here? Oh, well, I'm going to see you as you come in. You know how that works. Don't forget about your text messaging. Yes, yes, yes. You can start getting text messages from us. We got a good one coming up tomorrow. Make sure that you're on there so that you can be part of the whole savings, freebies, the whole 9 yards. Hey, Christina, good to have you here. That's important. And what you need to do is just send in a text to this phone number, 855-960-3720. You'll be added to our list once you reply back yes to your subscription. And don't forget to put the word join. That's the message that you're sending to this phone number, okay? Everything's in caps. Everything is in caps. Hi, Corliss. I'm glad you're here. Quote of the day. You're going to love this one, or quote of the week. What you do today is important because you're exchanging a day of your life for it. I just think that's profound. It brings us back to center and thinking about how our time is incredibly valuable and it should be cherished. Am I right? Kathy knows this. So does Angie. Good to have you here. Same with Jane. Gotta have our Jane. Q&A is on Friday. Have you sent your question in yet? All you have to do is send it to support@savingdinner.com. Put question for Leanne on Friday. I will answer it on Friday's show. That's how that whole thing works. Our supplement of the week is Get Lean, CLA. This is conjugated linoleic acid. What's great about this is this is an enzyme basically that works to help metabolize fat, specifically in your belly and in your thighs. Now, a lot of studies that you're going to see when you go, if you do a deep dive in PubMed, are going to be animal studies. This was done on women. So we know we got some good stuff here. You just have to be consistent taking it. That's why this deal is so spectacularly great. And also, it's not a magic pill. I mean, if you're just sitting there going to McDonald's and chowing down on Big Macs and saying, it's not working for me, well, we'd have to have another completely different discussion, wouldn't we? But if you go to savingdinner.com/show, you can buy 3, get 1 free. That's a screaming deal. And we love passing on the savings to you. We do a bulk purchase once a week. Then it comes up to you, and there we offer that savings to you. Isn't that cool? That's how you should be stocking up so that you're always stocked. Nothing worse than running out of supplements. We have full bloom coming up in July. We don't have a page for you yet, but can I just say it's going to be kind of a cool thing on July 29th, 30th, and 31st. 31st is going to be kind of an optional thing if you decide that you want to stay there. The theme this year, I'm going to just open it up a little bit, is called You Are Not the Enemy, Making True and Lasting Peace with Yourself. And it's all about things that I have seen that we as women, we need support in, and it's going to be in person. The page is coming. You'll be getting it in the next week or so. Thinking about how to get here. If you're flying, driving, or whatever, it's Brevard, North Carolina. Asheville's the closest airport. Of course, Greenville, South Carolina, and also Charlotte is close enough for a drive as well. Just a couple hours, not bad. And also your accommodations, because this is a hot spot in this area. It's a big vacation mecca, and we want you to be able to find accommodations. So get together with your besties and figure out your plan. It's going to be so much fun. Hey, Lucy. I'm looking forward to I can't wait to meet you, Jane. It's going to be really great. The last thing I'm going to tell you about is two things about around our new confidence course, which of course, where is it? Where did I put it? Of course, I don't have it here. Yeah, it's my little desk is, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to pretend that it's anything other than just a colossal mess. I still haven't put everything away from Saturday. But one of the things that I have noticed in my years of doing this is we as women, I think we are culturally, trained to not have self-confidence. And then, or we were mistaken about what self-confidence is. So I just want to bring you to this place of understanding that self-confidence is a skill that is learned, that is trained. And that's what we're going to do in these 8 weeks. If you've been part of Inner Circle, or if you did the Rising Tide, you know what a tight-knit, incredible community it is. This is our next thing. So I want you to go to savingdinner.com/confidence to go register right now for the course. You'll find out all about it. We're starting in a few weeks in May. It's going to be on Tuesday nights. Meanwhile, on May 5th, we are going to have a webinar, and that's for everyone, including people who, we already have a bunch of people who bought the course. But you can certainly sign up for it, savingdinner.com/webinar. I'm going to kind of break down how these whole smaller groups work. We have a cap on 50 people. We don't want any more than that because we want to make sure that we're supporting everyone. We have hot seats. There's a whole different way that we do this. And, I believe with all of my heart that it is the way to go. We also have a sale going on. Still a few things left, like these wonderful mugs. Don't you love the Mindful mug? I have Grit Not Quit. They are running out, though. They were going to be gone pretty soon. I want you to just take a look at it. Also, our quote decks are there. So go to savingdinner.com/sale to go grab them now. Can I just say what a great Mother's Day gift they would be? Because they would. With these quote decks, we also send you this absolutely free, the little stand that you can stick it right there on your desk. Isn't it cute? Little easel. And it does look like art, by the way, because it's the design is beautiful, thanks to our Amber. So now that you're all up to date on everything going on that's with Saving Dinner and with all of our lovelies, let's start moving into our content for today. Because we are talking all about how the pros do it. We want to be pros. We don't want to be amateurs. The thing is with amateurs, they quit. They quit quick. They get out of it. They say, oh, this is too hard. Oh boy, I wasn't expecting that. But guess what? Pros don't quit. Pros just keep going. Have you noticed that? You want an example of one of the most excellent pros out there? And the woman who I keep my eye on when I say I want to quit on something? Diana Nyad. That woman did not quit. And at 64 years old, she finally realized her goal. I'm turning 64 next month. And to me, that is my moment is going to be when I'm 64. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm working on a big goal and I am going to accomplish it. It's going to be a physical goal because, we have a tendency to believe of all these women who are getting into their senior years are old and decrepit and stooped over. That's not our lovelies. Cheers. Am I right? Heck no. Hey, Noreen, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're getting better. So yesterday, I dropped the hint that we were going to talk about inspired action, because we were talking about how we envision our lives and how all of that goes. And then we're also talking about how we get excited about it and how we want to make the vision that we have for our life just ignite. And today we're going to talk about the requirement of inspired action. It's not just any action. It's not just like, I'll just do this or I'll just do that. It is absolutely inspired action because there's a lot behind it. And I'm going to unpack it for you today because this to me is like the secret of the pros. This is the secret that got Diana Nyad at 64 years old across that ocean so that she, at the very end of it, when it was all said and done, said she found a way. She found a way. And I believe inside of each one of us is that seed of greatness that says, yes, I can do it. And yes, I can find a way. Because, you're made on purpose and for purpose by God himself. So why wouldn't he seed you with that seed of greatness inside? Think about that. So if we look at inspired action the same way that we would say a gut feeling, we'll understand that inspired action is way more than going through the motions. 100%, way more than going through the motions. It's creating a quantum leap in your life. That's what it is, a quantum leap. Now, if you understand in physics, a quantum leap means that you just jumped over a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't have to go. You didn't have to go through it step by step. Usually we're step by step and we're going up you understand how all of that works. But it isn't necessarily like that with quantum leaps. Sometimes with that kind of determination, that kind of focus, we whoop over the top, just like that. It's pretty incredible. So inspired means that you've perspired as well, right? You don't get there without sweat equity. Not at all. You got to work for it, but you do it with three things, and these are important. One, the end in mind. You can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, you can see it, you can taste it. Think Diana Nyad. Every stroke got her closer to the shore as she was being bitten up by jellyfish all over, right? Every stroke got her closer to the goal. The end result was what she was all about at 64 years old, swimming in that cold ocean, big stung, right? All around. By the way, no shark cage either. No shark cage. Can you imagine? Number two is that there's emotion behind it. I'm going to use Diana this whole time because she is such an inspiration. But think about it. Think about the emotion this woman must have been feeling. Think about it. The intensity. What does it take for a 64-year-old woman to say, you know what? I did it back then. I'm going to do it this time. But not only am I going to get in the water and just do it, I'm going to accomplish it this time. That's intense. You don't think she had some emotion behind that? You don't think her training maybe sometimes ended in tears? The thing is, what's inside of us is the intensity of what's inside of us, the ability and the potential of what's inside Diana Nyad is inside of you too. It's inside of me too. Doesn't that give you goosebumps? Put some emotion behind it and let that be the absolute clarion call of your life. You can have this just by putting inspired action behind it with some emotion, with the end in mind, and also that hot desire to actually get it. Not just dip your toe in the water, but get to that other shore. You can. And you know how you know? I'll give you a couple of things. One is you want it bad. Who knows what that feels like to want something really bad, to work their butts off for it? Pinkies up if that's you. Have you worked hard for something that you just wanted? You could see it, you could taste it, you could feel it, and you're saying, you know what? The only way that's going to get there, nobody's going to come knocking at my door and say, here's your goal. It's not going to have a silver tray. Nobody's going to do that for you. But inspired action will, and it's all yours. It's everything that you own inside that can get you to that place. Inspired action. So no excuses for this kind of thing. This is the woman who owns the red mug. I have grit, not quit, because that you want it bad. It's going to happen. Somehow, some way, you're going to figure it out. And there's no way that you are going to accept any kind of rationalizations or excuses from yourself. You're done with that. right? You're Resolute Jenny. You're Tanya Strong. And you're maybe, what is our mother hen? All of my hashtags that I've created in our Hot Melt Sprint group. But there's a hashtag waiting for you. You know why? Because when you make a decision and you get that call and you go forward and you take all of that inspired action that your new goal demands, and you keep, even when it's hard, you just keep doing it anyway. That's when the real you shows up, by the way. That's when the real, true you shows up. No more excuses. No, just putting it on hold. No, well, it's too hard, or I'm just going to sit in bed, or I'm tired today. You just figure it out. You figure it out. Number 2 is you visualize your outcome. And you know what? You leverage the tools, right? You are a meditator. You meditate because you're going to get to center. You calm all of this business down because you've got things to do for today. Then number 2 is you're going to get out your vision board and you're going to look at it. You're going to see that house. You're going to get that house. It's going to be about that house. That house has potential. That house is going to hold your lovelies for full bloom. You know, it's above and beyond shelter. It's a place for retreat. It's a place for a mission. It's a place to build women up. That's what this house is about. What's your inspired action behind what it is that you want? You know, what's your vision for it? You get out, you journal about it. And even in the places of frustration and tears and seemingly falling backwards, you're still not giving up. You're still not going to let go. Again, grit, not quit. Number 3 is your focus is spectacularly in alignment with what you want. You are not focusing on what it is that you can't do. You are focusing on all that you can do. You got a bad knee, you can't do squats. You're going to figure out the alternative recipe, the alternative exercise so that you can do something to strengthen your legs. You can't do something, you're going to figure it out. And if you have to, you'll sit in a chair and you'll do your damn exercises, because that is the kind of woman that decides this for her life. She's a pro. This is what pros do. And yes, they find a way. Yes, they find a way. They persevere. You're right, Lucy. They persevere. Unbelievable perseverance. Unbelievable resilience. That's in the core of who they are and how they think. And number 4 is you're finding evidence to support that everywhere. Have you noticed that? I have to tell you, it is the one thing in my life that I have never, ever, ever, it's just blown me away. That when I make a decision like this, when I make a decision for myself, I am suddenly inundated with all of this evidence to support everything that I'm trying to do. It's uncanny how that happens. And everything falls into place. It's your reticular activating system. Thank your brain for that. Maybe you're going to have, number 5, an epiphany about the whole thing. Like, aha, this is what it is. This is what it needs to be. Maybe you won't, but it could be. Maybe you'll just have little dribbles of thought, like, this is going to help me get there. This is going to feed that dream. This is going to be the next thing that I need to do, right? Number 6, oh my goodness, I'm not even going to number them anymore because I don't remember the numbers. You actually feel happy. Get this. Even when with all the work that you need to do to attain it, you feel happy. It could be hard. It could be a struggle. It could be difficult, or you could want something else instead of that. But it doesn't matter because you're happy doing the thing that you know is going to move the needle in your life. Doing the thing that you know is going to get you one step closer to the shore, just like Diana. You know, in the difficulty, that's where the growth happens. It's in the difficulty. You actually are excited to get started. And sometimes you're even counting down the days. Maybe that's you. You counting down the days for the sprint, starting on Monday. You ready to go? Are you ready to give it your all? Are you ready to Diana Nyad that 7 days? SavingDinner.com/sprint if you want to get started. It is a free guide, for heaven's sakes. Go take a peek, see at it, just in case. But you know what? How fun. It's like a kid looking forward to Christmas, can't sleep at night, excited. That's good. That means that you are invested in that dream. The next one is you find your flow. You know what I mean about flow? Flow is when, after all the struggle and after all the crazy making and after all the, oh my gosh, this is hard, and the cha cha, one step forward, two steps back, and getting it all figured out, you finally tap into it. You've got your flow. You're Tanya chopping your cucumber for your breakfast. Tanya and her cucumbers. I love to tease her on that. You don't do that immediately, by the way. I mean, I don't know of any people who just immediately it snaps in. Oh, it's so easy. I've got this. You got to figure it out. It's custom. Your life is your life, and you got to figure out, how's this all going to work for me? But you find your flow. And the thing is, it's your determination and your grit that's going to get you to that place of flow, because you have made a decision that flow is what you want. You want that. You want the ease of it. And it's comfortable to be in flow. It's magical to be in flow. And I believe that's how it's supposed to be. But it takes work to get to flow. When we're making changes, and because we've got a big dream out there on the horizon, we've got this humongous dream that we're trying to capture. And when you start to make those changes, there's some construction involved. It's like we're getting ready to do one of our bathrooms here at the house. It's not going to be done overnight. I mean, I've got a work list of all the things that need to be done, of all the materials we need to purchase, of all the stuff that Mark's going to be doing. He's going to do the whole thing himself. But it's not an overnight thing. It's one thing, and then it's the other thing. It's the tearing out. It's getting rid of some stuff, and then it's putting back even better than before. To get to flow, you just got to go through the process. The other thing is, it's a little scary. It is scary. It's a little outside of your comfort zone, or it could be a lot outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it's a struggle, or maybe it's hard, but you do it anyway. Shampoo, rinse, repeat. Next day, shampoo, rinse, repeat. Next day, shampoo, rinse, repeat. Consistency every single day, because that's going to get you to flow. That's going to give you the consistent results that you want. And there's a shoreline that you want to get to. You're finding a way. You are finding a way. And that shoreline is lit up, and all those people are waiting for you and rooting you on and cheering you on and believing in you and believing in your grit. Start believing in yourself. And the other thing is doing this, and let me just ask, anybody know what I'm talking about? It energizes you. Pinkies up if you felt that. I'll tell you, it is so energizing to do the right things, to do the strong thing, and to deny all the garbage, all the excuses, all the stuff that we used to fall into, and to do the right thing instead. That's energizing. That's incredible. And high five if that's you. Man, isn't it fun? That's how we get to that place. So that's inspiring, right? And this is a place to be. But how do we get there? How do we say, maybe you're listening to this right now and you're going, oh, I'd love to be there. I don't have a Pinkies up for this. How do I get to this place of inspired action? Well, I'm going to give you some stuff, because there is some stuff that we need to lay in the foundation and the groundwork for foundation. You ready? Number 1, 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes every single day to get yourself into your costume. That's what I say every single morning. Put my costume on. It is tempting to just pad outside and put my slippers on and put my pajamas on and go out and just grind the coffee, feed the dog, and just dawdle all morning. Really tempting, very tempting. But I don't. Instead, I get up and I put on my workout clothes. I put on my workout clothes and my slippers, because I do my shoes outside. And I want to keep my feet warm, right? But I'm ready to go. And my dog knows too. No, he knows that she's ready to go. And he's also started to getting used to his morning walk after I've worked out. He knows what is going on. It is time for a walk, and it's a run walk. We've been doing a lot of that lately. But I take that 5 minutes to put my costume on. It sets my mind. This is what we're going to do next. You know, if you had a full-time job and you had to go out, and I'm back in the day when I had to put on pantyhose. Remember those? Gosh, pantyhose. Get ready for your day. 5 minutes, first thing in the morning. Lay clothes out the night before. You know, fly lady routine. You know that, right? Do it. I mean, it's solid. It'll never let you down. Never, ever, ever. And it takes 5 minutes, right? Maybe less, especially if you set it up the night before. Number 2 is understand your why is your true north. Let that be so. Let that be so. Connect, focus, see your day, see your why, visualize it. And when your feet are ready to hit the floor, think to yourself, this is going to be one of the best days ever. I am going to be on top of it. I'm ready for flow every single day. And maybe it might not go right just as we first start. But on the other hand, it might just go spectacularly well simply because you set that intention for the day, even before your feet hit the floor. Wouldn't that be amazing? Number 3 is make sure that you're taking a breather every once in a while. We want to do all this good work, right? We want to get to that goal, and we want to see it happening. We want to cross that bridge. We want to connect the dots. We want all of it. We get a little impatient. Sometimes we need to just stop and just say, you know, my body's tired. I'm exhausted. If you're doing a physical goal or you're having a mental fatigue, go get a bath. Get some self-care going and allow yourself a breather. That's okay. That's loving. And goodness gracious, don't we all need a little love? We sure do. Number 4 is read. You know, we have the gift of reading. Read things that light you up. Read a quote. You know, our quote decks are half off right now. Go get them at savingdinner.com/sale. You should have both, you know, both. You should be looking at them every single day and allowing that seed to be planted in your mind. Look at quotes. Look at things that you're putting all over your wall. We have one of our lovelies is making an inspiration wall in her home. I am so excited. I said, well, you have to be posting this in the Hot Melt Sprint group because we all need to be seeing this. I want to see it get built. We need inspiration all the time. Do it in books. Do it in online things. Do it in groups. Be a part of the confidence course that we have. This is inspirational. This is what spurs us on so that we are taking inspired action. Number 5 is success stories. Don't you love a good success story? Read all about it. Read Joanne's success story. Read Noreen's. Read Jocelyn's. Read Tanya's. You know? Read Jenny's Sunday success story. She put on her outfit. I wanted to go buy her new clothes. They're bagging all over her. You know? I love success stories. And again, we you know what we're looking at here? We're not looking at what everybody's size is and what everybody's, you know, went from here to here. It's about taking this journey and having your health in mind, and then we get to have all these glorious consequences. You know, need to go buy some new clothes. Who doesn't like buying new clothes, right? I just love this. Number 6 is move your money maker sister. Do you know, we get these glorious hormones coursing through our bodies doing all kinds of things. They're the happy hormones. We talked about them in detail at Full Bloom on Saturday. The dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin, the endorphins. It does magical things in your body. We get to ride those waves. We get to feel them, and we get to allow our bodies to stir the pot, because that just helps sustain all of this inspired action that we're trying to get. Number 7, taking any kind of action is important. So start sprinkling a little emotion into it. Sprinkle the emotion. You know, if I do this, I'm really going to feel good about myself. I'm going to get that exercise done today. I am going to menu plan. I hate menu planning, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know, All the things, think about all the things that you say and say, I just don't like doing that. But you do it anyway. And you say, I'm going to take inspired action and do this anyway. Because your goofy little excuses like, oh, I hate doing fill in the blank, right? We all have something we don't like. Does that mean we don't do it? Who likes to clean toilets? Anyone? No, but we all like clean toilets, right? Who loves to do the laundry? Who loves to go outside and weed? Well, I like to weed. I think that's cathartic, but you know what I'm saying. There are chores and there are things, but we do them anyway. And same here when it comes to your life and your dreams. There's going to be parts of it you're not going to really care for much, but we're going to do it anyway, right? Just like that. Do it anyway. Here's the thing. If you want to experience this, then you're going to have to do that, right? If you want to experience the very top, the very peak, the very acme, what is it? The apex of your dream, then you have to climb a mountain, sister. And sometimes it's not going to be fun. But if you are a pro, you're not going to go back into this old way of doing stuff because it's never gotten you a scrap of success. Maybe for a minute. But we know, and pros know this, they find a way, they keep going, they're consistent, and it doesn't matter if they make a mistake here and there, they just don't stay in it because they understand this is a pursuit of excellence, not perfection. Perfection is not found this side of glory, is it? It's never will be. So if we go after excellence with all that we have, with and taking inspired action, the rest is a piece of cake, or should I say a piece of protein, a piece of wild salmon. So I want you to remember something like this. This is just like cooking. Sometimes you need to correct the seasoning as you go along. That's exactly what this is. And that's how we get to the place of inspired action. If something's not quite fitting, then you go back and you reassess it, and get her done. Simply how we get to that place of consistent, inspired action and getting into flow. This is how we do it. And it's all about what you make a decision about. Is this who you want to be? The woman with grit, not the woman with quit? I wish you could have been there yesterday for Inner Circle. We had one of our lovelies was just talking about just a light bulb moment that she had going off. I wish we have a recording of it, but I mean, that's exactly where we need to be. Have that light bulb moment, right? And discover for yourself that at any moment you can be the woman flicking the switch on to that light bulb. You don't have to wait for a cosmic 2x4 to come or an epiphany, but you can make a choice to walk over, flick on the switch, and get busy. That's what the pros do. How about you? Fun. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And tomorrow, we'll go back into the weeds. What are we doing tomorrow? What do I have here? We're going to be talking about details. You like that? All right. Love you all, and I appreciate you all deeply. Thank you so much for joining me today. Peace be with you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, Pinkies up.